Hey guys, Crypto Chris back here. We're here for the second part of our crypto beginner's guide, I guess you could call it. So at the end of the last episode, I had gotten you guys here to the GX trading platform, which is CoinDesk's dedicated trading platform. So a little bit to refresh, Coinbase is just a place you can use as your digital exchange and wallet. So you can go simply buy, sell, and just hold and store your currencies, as well as hold US money there. So if you buy a currency through Coinbase and then you choose to sell it, to take profit, you can also hold that money in Coinbase and then rebuy the currencies with your US money, USD, instead of having to take it all the way to a bank account and then back. But for the people who are more interested in margin trading, day trading, really playing off the volatility of some of these cryptocurrencies, these people are trying to make quick trades using speculation of where the price is going to go. And there are a lot of tools you can use to kind of guess where this is going to go. But again, you can't always know because these trades are in real time and they're being updated constantly. So I'm just going to try to give you a quick rundown of this trading platform. It can be a lot to look at. I had no direction when I first went to it. So everything I'm going to be telling you now is simply my interpretation of what I've witnessed while on the platform, and some things that are kind of intuitive. So just as you look around, first here on the left side, we have the order book. You see a lot of numbers flashing quickly. So you have market size, price, my size. Okay, so we'll start here. This top section in red, those are going to be your sell orders. So this is anyone who's trying to sell the currency. Right now we're looking at trading Bitcoins for USD. You can also do for the euro, different currencies, different fiat currencies you can use. So right now, if you're looking over here, say this number here, that's the large one at the bottom, this is the current sell order at the closest price to the current price of 14,500. So this means that before any of these other orders for a higher price can be sold, all of the orders at that price must first go through. So you see here we have 11.5 and 11.7 Bitcoins trying to be sold at $14,500. That means we need to have an equivalent number of total buy orders matching that price to make those sales go through before any of these higher price sales can go through. So that's a little bit of your understanding of how the price is going to go. So when these sale orders are filled, anytime a sale order at a certain price is filled, the price of the asset is going to tend to go lower. And in the inverse, if a large amount of buy orders are filled, the price will tend to go upwards. Simple supply and demand. So here we'll see the price chart moving in real time, reflecting the price as it's best estimated based on all of these sale orders that are being fulfilled. So if you look at this top chart, you have the price. You can look at it in line or candle graphs. If you don't know how to interpret candle graphs, that's something I recommend you just Google on your own. It can probably help you understand it much better than I can quickly in the short video. I typically just look at the line graph, which is kind of in a mountain orientation where it's filled in beneath the line, and that kind of helps you follow. So you can also change your day range and where you're looking at the price. So this is the smallest region we can look at 30 minutes and how the price has changed. So you can see it was kind of flat and it started trending downwards. And that's because, as you can see, we have a larger amount of these sale orders around the current price than we do of buy orders, which is indicative down here in the depth chart. So this depth chart is really just another visualization of the information that's present here on the left. And what really I find helpful here is you really just want to see large vertical steps. Anywhere on this is going to look like kind of like a stairs, very inconsistent stairs, but stairs nonetheless. And so you can zoom in and out, and you'll see that your number range here will change. The farther you zoom out, the less like steps it's going to look. It's going to look like a kind of gradual slope going all the way here. As you can see, 24,000. The asset hasn't reached that price yet, but people have already set, so they don't have to look at it. If their asset reaches 24,000, I'm selling. I'm taking my profits, which is probably a good move. So when we zoom in to the very local prices to now, we see a much more obvious step pattern. And so when you see a very large vertical jump, this is what they refer to as a wall. So you can have a sell wall or a buy wall. And that's what I mean. Like this 23 or now 16, it changes in flux constantly. But this large number of sale orders near the current price is going to represent that wall that you need to overcome before you can move on to the next price to be traded at. And so what's cool about this price chart, it also shows you what sales were happening at the time. So here we can see this huge dip in price. Well, not huge in terms of Bitcoin, but this significant drop in price that's been happening in the last couple minutes. They show you right here, look, there's all these sale orders, and that is kind of the reason why it's continuing to trend downwards. But once we got to this bottom level, of course, people are now hitting their buy price. So now we're seeing more buy orders come back. And so, my initial interpretation of this graph is that it's probably going to not dip any lower than maybe 14,410 before it starts fighting its way back upwards and reaching kind of an equilibrium. So this is kind of a rough rundown of how this trading platform works in terms of just visually and information it presents. I have not started doing any margin trading or stop orders, which you can do over here on the side. When you sign in or create an account, you can actually link this with your Coinbase account, so it's already, all your information is already there and ready. But you will need to transfer any funds out of your Coinbase wallet into the GDAX trading platform if you want to use them. So I haven't used this functionality, but the best I can surmise is that you can place an order. You say, here, this is the amount I want to buy in USD, buy it or sell it. You can also do limit orders and stop orders. So I'm not entirely sure. This is something you might want to look up and verify. But if you have a limit order, you're kind of saying, I want to buy X amount of Bitcoins. I'm going to take them at whatever price I can until X price is reached. So unlike Coinbase, where you can say, hey, I just want to buy this amount at this price, what it is right now, this is saying, hey, over time, I want to buy maybe one whole Bitcoin. So one whole Bitcoin probably is not available at the price that you want because it just depends on what price you're asking for. So what it will do is it'll buy every price leading up to your limit price until you fulfilled your full one Bitcoin buy. So that's one option there. Same with sell. You must sell off Bitcoins, but not below a certain price. You want to buy Bitcoins, but not above a certain price. So that's how it will work. And then stop, let's see. Stop is probably something I don't understand quite as much. So I'm not going to try to give you any information there. It appears that you can say an amount you want to buy in USD, and it gives you a limit and a stop price. So definitely worth looking into. When I start using this platform, which I intend to do shortly, I will, hopefully put an updated video, maybe explaining this functionality better. But as of now, I mostly see myself buying at a set price using the market function or the limit function, probably for Ethereum more so than Bitcoin, because that is one position I'm hoping to increase more so. And so after I kind of got an understanding for this, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this over here to the right is simply your trade history. So you can see everything that's happened in the market on this platform. This tells you exactly what's going on. And that's kind of the cool thing about it. Like, none of this is private. You don't have people like trying to go in and do these little secretive trades on any of these platforms, because any platform you're using will show you every trade that's happened and at what price and what time, what volume. So you know exactly how the market is operating. On days where this is filled with green, there you go. A lot of people are buying that day. There's a lot of market interest. People are trying to take positions, maybe new ones, or expand on their current positions. On days where this is mostly red, that's how you know people are selling. You can use this information however you want. Maybe you have you've bought in a low position. Wow, look at all this buying activity today. I could probably take some profits today. Or the inverse, you hold a position, you see a lot of selling. Maybe you're not worried that the asset is actually dropping, but you see this as an opportunity to maybe increase your position now that you see a lot of sells and the price is going to dip. So once I kind of got familiar with this platform, I wanted to see which other exchanges we could get into. My dad and I have been really doing a lot of research on Ripple right now, which is another bit of technology that's run on the Ethereum platform. So it makes sense that, as I'm a firm believer in the Ethereum technology, I'm going to take an interest in Ripple, which is using the same technology and applying it in a different way. Like I mentioned in our previous video, really take the time to do as much research as you can on these cryptos. You can read the news, you can read the cryptos white pages, which is the document for that company. When they first release a new crypto or a new blockchain technology, they will release a white paper, which will be, a 30, 40, 50-page document really outlining what the technology is, where they're trying to apply it, what, shortcoming in our economic market they're trying to, compensate for, and other information like that. And, when you really weigh this, and I would recommend look at cryptos that may have failed so far, and look at their white pages, see what they were attempting to do and why it didn't work, and look at the ones that are succeeding and see why that works. Knowledge is the most valuable thing you can have here, other than maybe 1,000 bitcoins. So do your research, really understand what you're getting into. So once we were identified that we wanted to get into a new technology, Ripple, which is much younger than these other ones, we went to look for other new platforms to trade with. So we found some. There's Bitstamp, there's Kraken, there's Bitrex. But for today, I'm just going to show you Bitstamp's platform, just because I really like the user interface. It's really easy to manipulate the chart, and so we're going to go through here. Just like I showed you with GDAX, here you have your trade history. Now it's on the left, and we can see there's a lot more volume going on with Ripple right now, and that's because the asset's very cheap. It's only $1.90 right now on this exchange. Just the other day, you can see it's grown. On the 29th, let's see, 8:30 a.m. This was only a couple hours ago, maybe 6 hours ago. From the time of me making this video, it was only at $1.55. So it's climbed up, and hit the 190 range, and it's kind of facing a little bit of resistance, not even a significant amount. So it looks like this is going to steadily increase over these next couple of days, which is the reason why Robert and I are trying so hard to get involved. So again, we'll see here we have the depth chart, which shows you exactly where all these sale orders are going to happen. We see that there's a large amount of sales are going to take place at this $2.10 range. A lot of people are trying to take profit. It makes a lot of sense. If you were a person who bought in when the asset was below 50 cents, this represents a huge gain, over 400% gain. So it's good to kind of see where these cryptos, how they operate in their infancy, and because they're a lot different than cryptos like Bitcoin, where their valuation is so high that $300, $400 price swings only represent a small percentage of the value. Here with Ripple, going up $1 is a huge gain. So a lot of people are seeing Ripple as the next coin that could give early adopters a really huge payout. And so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So I wanted to show you here, all of these features are exactly the same as they were over on GDAX. They're just located a little differently. Basically everything's switched sides of the screen. But what I wanted to show you more was this chart. The price chart here has a lot of different indicators, a lot of different tools you can use here to manipulate it and do a lot of that analysis that I showed you on Cointelegraph, including here measure. Maybe you're just trying to see something simple like, oh, what was this increase? What is this trend line here? So you can kind of draw yourself a trend line to see where the price is going, how much is increased in a certain range. You can try to make Fibonacci sequences off of here. So lots of different mathematical analysis can help us see where prices are going. This Fibonacci graph can show you can line this up with different points of interest along the graph and see where you might be facing those resistance ranges. I'm not well versed with how this works, so I don't use it a lot now in my analysis. But it's good to know that this platform has so many tools to help investors get everything they can out of what information is available. We also, again, you have different time ranges and types of charts. You have the line, the mountain, which shows you underneath, the candles, full candle, bar graphs, all of that. So it's really nice that we have all these tools at our disposal to really give us as much information as we can when we're trying to analyze an asset. Here I'm going a little spaz here. My apologies, but this is really kind of what I want to show you guys. Take some time. We're going to put the links to all of these different platforms and websites in the description. Take some time, look through these, learn as much as you can about this before you even think about putting your money into it, because at the end of the day, it is an investment and it comes with risk. Cryptocurrencies are technically an unproven technology, so as of this point, no one has cracked them in terms of security, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. So always watch what you're doing, stay informed, make good decisions, and keep on conquering with character, all right? Until next time, this has been Crypto Chris. See you later, conquerors.